That's right. Greetings, fellow Armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And Mickeyfan.
And welcome to Season 18, Project 5. Give my regards to Broadway, the recap podcast for the channel's namesake Armchair Imagineering competition. How you doing, Mickeyfan?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm 3 beers deep, so of course I'm feeling fantastic.
I got my my homemade kungaloosh right here. It's not really kungaloosh. I wish it. Last week, I feel like the drink that I had last week was closer to what kungaloosh would be, honestly. This is just cranberry juice and vodka. It's not kungaloosh. It's nothing special. All right, so Mickeyfan, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Did I already ask you that?
Yes, you did.
You answered with the... Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, dear. All right. It's been an interesting week for me, my friend, to say the week, between, to say the least, between internet issues, drama going down at work, just, generally speaking, the whole world kind of falling apart all over again.
Yeah.
Same shit, different day,
Talk about interesting weeks. No, I think we need to do a mask tutorial because some people don't know how to wear masks. And that's all I'm going to say.
Yikes. That's, I feel for you, buddy. All right. So, in lighter news, let's get to something, one of the few things that's going down in the world that's actually positive and not trying to tear down other people and not trying to cancel other people. Let's get to So You Want to Be an Imagineer.
Yes.
Can you tell I'm at a little bit of a tipping point, Mickey?
Yeah, oh yeah, I can absolutely tell.
A little bit. Just like, when Cree Summers says that replacing voice actors is a bad idea and you do it anyways, it just pisses me off just a little bit that you're literally not listening to the people that you're trying to protect. Anyways. Ooh, boy, I'm going to JonTron myself. Okay, so, Mickeyfan, give my regards to Broadway. This was the best project yet, in my opinion. I think everything came together on it. The swap was absolutely successful.
100%. I think that, we got 2 very, very, very different projects to talk about here, with some really interesting choices and some really cool potential for both of them, honestly.
And a little bit of a hashtag game changer element. That's kind of the running. This season really should have just been called So You Want to Be an Imagineer Season 18 Game Changers. Just full on wholesale ripoff Survivor.
Really though, because I cannot remember a time when a season has had this strong a cast, this strong selection of challenges, this strong just overall, it's such a strong season.
The Dark Ride project is kind of my one little stumbling block there. I wasn't even in love with the winning project in that one. But
you know me, I was standing
Animaniacs.
Yes.
Animaniacs was great. It's just
was already done.
Yeah, exactly. For a project that you could have gone anywhere with. So that's why I'm both excited and nervous for this next project, this e-ticket project. I feel like the teams are already kind of hitting the ground running on it.
I'm very curious to see where this next project goes. At all these upcoming projects, honestly, I think that I think that every single project we have planned might be just an absolute high point for the entire series as a whole.
Damn. That's some hype, Mickeyfan. It better live up to it.
Don't let me down.
All right, so yeah, Project 5, I legitimately thought the cast on both ends of the spectrum just gelled together super well.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
on New Orbis, there was a little bit of a communication breakdown, but you
yeah,
guys got over it. You guys powered through it, and honestly, I kind of like seeing stuff like that go down in the game because I feel like that is a good character building
oh,
exercise when
totally.
you're not entirely on the right page. And Gamer Princess just got a lot more respect from me because obviously
Totally.
their highlight so far has been the mini golf project where they basically led the team to victory there.
Yeah.
And
And
this project was honestly another highlight for me from
yeah,
them.
I think that, for as worried as we got from the judges, and full transparency here, we were genuinely worried about Gamer
I
Prince.
we messaged Gamer Princess just to make sure they were okay with everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And for all that happened, I think that the project ended up better for it, honestly.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's talk about the concepts themselves.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to start with?
Oh, that's a tough one. I say we go in the order they turned in because both are really strong in my eyes.
Okay, so we'll start with The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Of course, The Incredibles has the hashtag game-changing element of. I know that we've done a couple songs here and there, and so you want to be an Imagineer. This isn't entirely the first time it's been done. This is
But
the
on
first
this
time.
scale.
This is the first time it feels professional. This is the
Oh
first time
yeah.
it legitimately like man. And I forget that Joker's is like a trained a cappella singer. I mean, I forget that about him. It's like that he is a man of many talents. That Joker's wild. And it was great to kind of have a little, just a little splash of Joker's brand of self-deprecating humor that he used
Oh
to bring to
yeah.
the podcast.
I think that, you know, I said this in my review, but I am someone who is not 100% in love with the Incredibles in general, which kind of colored my overall impressions of the project.
Mhm.
Because I like the Incredibles, don't get me wrong. I think it's great. I think it's, I think that, it's
Are
themed.
we simpatico on the fact that Incredibles 2 is ass?
It's not amazing.
It's not aliens rolling saucers. No, Incredibles 2, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I don't care. It's got some good sequences in it. Jack versus the raccoon.
Yeah.
Violet subplot in general is pretty well handled. But
Let me just say, Jack versus the Raccoon saves that movie.
it's that should have just been a standalone short, honestly.
Yeah.
I hate all the Helen stuff in that movie. Literally all of it. I hate it. I hate it.
I like it in concept, but there are
The action is good. Don't get me wrong. It's well animated action. Story wise and character wise, it drives me up the wall. And I'm sorry, Pixar writers, you don't get to just have Helen call out the fact that she's a hypocrite and joke about it and make it okay. No, it's still a major character flaw. She's a huge hypocrite in Incredibles 2, and it never gets addressed outside of that. And then in Incredibles 2, all those hideous side superheroes who just have terrible designs and awful. I hate Incredibles 2. I really do. It's got some good stuff in it, but it's a mess.
Yeah.
That being said, I really like Incredibles 1.
Yeah. Speaking of that, back to the musical.
Yeah.
There were some things that really didn't click with me here. I could have used a lot more of that plot expansion and that, Disney on Broadway does so well. Like, I think of Beauty and the Beast and If I Can't Love Her and Aladdin's friends in Aladdin and all the character work they did in Frozen. And I really didn't get any of that here.
This feels like maybe a Hyperion production more than a Broadway show.
Absolutely. That's something I didn't think about, but 100% yes. I feel like, there's
it'd be a damn good Hyperion production. I think it'd be way better than Frozen, but
yeah, there's just this really solid base that I want. I think that there's so much more you could do with The Incredibles.
Sure.
And this is no shade on Jokers and his wonderful songs, but like the music kind of was the deal breaker for me, because when I think of The Incredibles, I think of that really awesome, bombastic, like, and
you know what though? I think you're gonna have to excuse Jokers for not having access to a full big band jazz score.
True.
You know what I mean? I mean, I think for what he had access to, which was a singular piano, I think we got something pretty damn good. Does it scream Incredibles? No, but I don't think piano in general screams Incredibles.
Yeah, but
what I like about the song is that it's optimistic.
Yes, and it fits Buddy really well. And I think I really loved that reprise. I adored that reprise because it matched the original song so well, but it was so much darker and it was so much more intense.
Totally.
Yeah, I really wish that I got some of that nice jazzy big band, kind of element in what Jokers could have done with that piano.
Yeah. I mean, that being said, I picture some of the songs that they didn't have compositions for, like Edna's song, for example.
Oh, yes.
If I were to guess, I would say that would lean heavily on a big band element.
I was picturing more like pop, like Madonna Vogue kind of thing. Maybe but I could picture Edna's numbers just being the full on showstoppers of the entire thing.
Totally.
That's the thing that everyone would remember.
One of the things that really struck out to me in terms of song placement is a character that doesn't get a lot of love, but she does have some depth to her, and I feel like this is the closest thing I feel like to what you were talking about in terms of expanding characters, which is giving Mirage her own song.
Yes, exactly. I didn't that was one of the that was a high point for me, was giving Mirage all those, giving Mirage that moment to expand on her character, expand on her, what she's doing and why she's doing it.
Now, I think one of the high points for me, Mickeyfan, was the fact that they didn't try to make this into an over-the-top spectacle.
Yes, I mentioned Dance of the Vampires ruined vampire musicals for Broadway, and It's a Bird, It's a Plane, and Superman and Spider-Man kind of ruined superhero musicals for Broadway. But I think I do genuinely think that
I feel like this one could bring superheroes back. I really do.
Exactly. I think that there's enough groundwork here to potentially do something like a Superman musical done right, or a Spider-Man musical done right, or even a Fantastic Four musical, which would be, honestly, if we're talking Disney IP, I think Fantastic Four would be kind of the perfect one.
I mean, in terms of other ones I would have liked to see, and I gave out my freebie, which was Daft Punk Tron, something I still might further develop one day.
Oh, speaking of that, I'm working on My Sleeping Beauty.
I'm glad that. Good luck with that, because you know that the final project of season 2 had a Sleeping Beauty musical that's like
I do.
entirely iconic,
I,
right?
I, I remember it vividly.
Yeah.
And like, I remember scrolling through the forum and vividly remembering that Sleeping Beauty musical.
So good luck with that. Another one I would have loved to have seen done, although I have no idea how they would have done it in terms of costuming, is a Goofy musical.
Yeah, I think that would have been really interesting. I think one I would have liked to see would have been Princess and the Frog, and another one I would have loved to see was Tangled.
I'm surprised nobody even suggested Tangled. That
I
one
am
seemed like an obvious one.
shocked.
There's a lot of
Shocked.
obvious choices. There was a lot of obvious choices that didn't even
And
get
we have
brought up.
Mulan.
Snow White.
So Snow White's been technically been done, I think.
Oh, well, still.
Like it was there were like back in the 80s there was like a
Is
there
it
was like
technically a Disney theatrical, though?
it was like before Disney theatrical was even established, I
I
think.
wouldn't even count that then.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, there was a lot of stuff that I was just genuinely surprised never even was
Cinderella, I think would have
considered.
been really interesting, especially because you'd have to distinguish it from the Rodgers and Hammerstein version.
Ooh, what'd you say?
Cinderella.
Yeah, Cinder. Ooh, man, that'd be a tough one. um,
Um,
and then one last out there suggestion on my end: Guardians of the Galaxy jukebox musical. Hell,
that
fucking
was
yes.
so much fun. Like
Right? I mean, it would
fun.
never ever
Like
win over the New York theater snobs. It would never win over that crowd. But
it was just pure fun the entire way through. And honestly, that's sometimes what I want in a musical. I want
totally.
like you know, and speaking of these superhero musicals, like there were like Japan had Sailor Moon musicals for like
Oh God.
years, and like, shockingly good. Like
Okay,
have no
all I
business
want,
good.
Mickeyfan, is I want there to be a place in a theme park I can go to watch the Ember Island Players. Can I get that,
I
please?
would honestly love that.
By the way, just fun fact: I'm watching through. I bought my dad Avatar: The Last Airbender, the complete series, for Father's Day, and he's actually kind of had a really rough year. Like with all the
Yeah.
stuff going down, he's kind of become a little bit nihilistic. And I legitimately think that this is getting him out of a funk. I legitimately think it's therapeutic for him to have such a great, inspiring show with such great visuals and everything.
No,
And
I am 100% of the opinion that Avatar: The Last Airbender is not only one of the greatest animated shows of all time, it is one of the
it's one of
greatest
the greatest TV
shows of all
shows.
time.
Period.
Period.
Easily. I agree. We're gonna get to the storm tonight, Mickeyfan, and I'm so excited. Because my dad's been like, "Oh, why do you end up in the iceberg? What's up with the scar?" I'm like, "Oh, you'll see. You'll see." All right.
All right.
Unfortunately, to get to the storm, we have to get to the Great Divide.
Honestly, you can skip it.
I told my dad we could, but he's like, "Nah, I want to watch every episode." I'm like, "Okay." I mean, at least then he'll get the joke when it comes back up in the Ember Island Players episode.
That is true.
All right.
So moving on. Let's you want to talk about the Haunted Mansion?
Welcome, foolish mortals. Yes, for sure. Mickeyfan, first off, I want to talk about the god awful Addams Family musical.
I like it.
Fuck you.
I didn't say I love it. I said I like it.
It's so bad, Mickeyfan. It's so bad.
I like it for what it is.
What it is character assassination through and through by pretty much every major character in the whole thing.
Yeah.
I am not cool with Morticia Adams thinking she has crow's feet. That's not
That is kind of fucked
that
up.
ruins Morticia Adams for me. That honestly ruins Morticia Adams for me. Honestly, the fact that she has a whole song in that musical singing about how she's jealous of her daughter, that's horseshit. That
Yeah,
would
that
never ever happen with the real Morticia Adams. That is not my Morticia Adams.
Side note, you got your blue sky ticket. I wouldn't say no to the Adams family. Just to throw that out there, speak that into existence.
I mean, as long as it's not themed to the recent movie.
No, you wasted that cast.
Although I will say that I like the recent movie more than I like the Broadway show. Oh God, we have Kristen Jonas in the comments here saying "Wow." Kristen, I'm curious. Are you saying "Wow" because of my my hot take on the Addams Family musical? Because yeah, it's my least favorite musical I've ever seen. And keep in mind, I haven't seen like a huge, vast catalog of musicals. I mostly see regional productions that come to me. But out of all the ones I've seen, it is easily my least favorite. The Haunted Mansion musical, though, does not repeat the sins of the Addams Family musical.
This was genuinely my winner, my personal winner for the round. Because I think that, creativity, they did something I did not expect at all.
They were ballsy. They were definitely ballsy with it.
The entire time we were talking about this prompt, I was not expecting someone to say, "Can we use a ride?"
Mm-hmm. We have I Am Air saying the Munsters would have never made a terrible musical.
Yes, they would have. Because the Munsters are a terrible ripoff of the Addams Family.
Oh, God. No. The Addams Family might be older, but I legitimately enjoy the Munsters more. You're looking at me with disgust right now.
I genuinely am.
I love the Munsters. I'm sorry. I love.
A normal family who love the
Oh my God.
weird. The Munsters are a weird family who love the normal. I know which one I prefer.
And that's exactly why I love the Monsters. I love the mundane. The Munsters is like the king of mundane comedy. It's like it's insane mundanity.
I just really love Gomez and Morticia.
I mean, fair enough. I love Gomez and Morticia too. That's why I thought that the Broadway show was a little bit of a character assassination.
we can go into like ultimate character assassinations on Broadway, honestly.
Oh, what do you have in mind?
There was a Thin Man musical that ran for like 2 performances where Nick and Nora had marital problems.
Oh no.
That's a fucking travesty. If I
Right.
Like, you
oh dear.
Not do that to Nick and Nora Charles. Period.
all right. So Haunted Mansion. Let's rein this in a little bit. Let's reel this back in.
I just loved this. I think that we're not for their flawed presentation. This probably would be the winner.
I agree, and I even said that. Like, could you imagine how close it would have been if their text was easier to read?
Yes. Like, if I did not have
because I feel like if their text was easier to read, it would have been 10 out of 10s across the board for presentation, right?
Yeah, probably.
So I feel like it would have been within maybe a couple points.
Yeah, because like even mine, like they were tied.
I mean, my issues with this musical, and it's just unfortunate because it's the inherent risk of adapting a source material that doesn't really have a story.
I kind of
is that
wonder
I felt like the songs. I felt like the songs were a lot more obligatory than the Incredibles songs were. What I loved specifically about the Incredibles project was how naturally they were able to take a non-musical and insert songs into that. With Haunted Mansion, some of the songs work, sure, definitely. Like,
Constance's Lullaby.
Of course, sure. Stuff like that. But to have it be an entirely to have it be like a huge sung through musical, and just I wish I either had more on the songs or more on the context of the story.
And like
something was missing there in terms of fleshing out the soundtrack that I didn't feel with Team Citra.
Yeah, and I think that they easily could have gone the Cats route with this.
What you mean? Just like kind of had the ghost come out like, I am this ghost.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly.
Yeah. Easily, right. Thank God they didn't.
But like, honestly, it worked. This is a retirement home for ghosts. Right. Here they are. Here's their story.
I thought by far the most inspired element of this whole project was making the opening scene the last scene of the ride.
Yeah. Like,
that was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
And like, I think that like overall this if this had this feels like the first draft of a musical, for lack of a better word, for lack of a better phrasing, but this absolutely feels like the first draft of an actual Broadway musical. Like, fix that pacing, fix those musical numbers, fix all those, and you'd have that something that fills that niche that Beetlejuice, may it rest in peace, left.
Oh man, I listened to the Beetlejuice soundtrack on the way up to Six Flags Magic Mountain, and I fell in love with it.
I will never forgive Hugh Jackman.
I don't blame you.
Sonny Foster can do no wrong, so I will never forgive Hugh Jackman. Speaking of an all-star cast, they are cast.
Oh, I know, right? That's one thing that Citra didn't get into.
Carrie Butler as Madame Leota.
Just
that's such
Patrick Page as the ghost host.
Yes, and Jesse Mueller as Constance.
Josh Gad as one of the hitchhiking ghosts worked perfectly.
Weirdly enough, I honestly feel like Alex Brightman would have done better.
Yeah. Yeah, and okay, I'm gonna kind of give a compliment sandwich here, like a one good thing, one bad thing. All right,
let's hear it.
Good thing. I love that we expanded out the Dynamite guy. Yes. Like that genuinely feels like the kind of expansion that Disney Theatricals does and does well. You know what I mean? Bad part. I feel like we hyped up the Hatbox Ghost so much only for him to kind of show up and be like, ooh, I'm the Hatbox Ghost.
Yeah.
Like, there wasn't really much of a payoff with him.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm coming from with the, this feels like the first draft. Like, like I mean,
obviously you have to have the Hatbox Ghost in there. Absolutely. I feel like the Hatbox Ghost should have been like a primary figure. I feel like, I mean, I understand what they were doing with it, like kind of making him like the ultimate reveal, but in the end, I didn't really understand exactly what his point was, though.
I feel like he probably could have been the ghost host. Like ultimately in the long run, I feel like further draft.
You know what? In a Disney theatrical adaptation of the Haunted Mansion, why not have the Hatbox Ghost be the ghost host?
Exactly. And extra kudos. They didn't go with Phantom Manor. Then
that's true.
That's like they very easily could have gone with Phantom Manor and just called it.
That's much more musically inclined. Yeah.
But no, they went for the original story.
Mm.
Although,
All
side
right.
note, I would love to see a Phantom Manor musical.
Oh fuck yeah, definitely. Oh man, I'd love to see a Phantom Manor movie, honestly.
All of the above.
All right. Um. Okay, Mickey Fan, I think that's about it for the two projects. Of course, the winner by a slim margin of about 8 points was
Yeah.
The Incredibles. Mickey Fan, thoughts?
Um, was honestly not my choice for winner. But the points said differently. Um, I think both are genuinely awesome projects.
Mhm.
But and I think that both
I think
have
literally everyone in this cast, besides Disney Lover, who was not involved in this project at all, with all due respect, Disney Lover, um, literally all 13 other people in this cast should be proud. And I know it was kind of like a running joke going forward, like into the main game, but at this point, Mickey Fan, especially with a double elimination looming, these eliminations are just going to get hard.
no, really, they are because I think of every single person, like I
Everyone has an arc now.
yeah,
Everyone has contributed something. Everyone has a storyline.
everyone has everyone has really come into their own as contestants.
That guy from Florida, I think this was easily his strongest round yet.
Redemption round.
Yeah, totally, totally.
And I think that, I really want to see where every single person in this
I know.
cast goes.
And that's a shitty thing, is that even within this cast, 3 or 4 people are not even going to make the merge.
Exactly.
I
Like
mean, we're gonna have double elimination. I'm not sure what's gonna happen do we want to have a 10-person merge?
we'll talk about it.
I know, I know. I feel like that's another discussion that TMNT needs to have. But yeah, I'm very optimistic about the future of the season, though. I genuinely think this has the potential to be, if not the best season ever, easily the best season of the WDW Magic era. Easily.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that, coming into these next few rounds, like almost every round up until the semifinals, like really out of the box stuff
Mm-hmm.
where we got
Well, the
planned.
semifinals is very much out of the box too.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Um,
you're gonna have to work at the semifinals,
oh,
folks. That's all I'm gonna say.
I really, I have some preferences I would love to see during the semifinals.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Do you want to announce some stuff? Let's announce kind of the little twist that we have involved for Project 6.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
the little incentive that we have.
yeah. So bust your ass on this project because you're gonna get a little something something for the next round.
Yeah, so both teams are going to lose a member next project. It's way more of an individual competition than it's ever been before. You want to
Yeah,
make sure you're standing out. You want to make sure you're contributing as much as possible.
don't blend in.
Exactly. Having said that, though, the winning team is going to get a significant advantage in the last project before the merge.
Yeah,
And that
and
ain't nothing by a long shot.
like it's like it could be a make or break moment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Genuinely.
So you definitely want to make sure, even though both teams are going to lose a member, still be incentivized to win this project by all means.
Bust your ass on this project. I want this project to beat this last project.
Mm-hmm. I think it has the potential to, for sure.
Oh, totally. If I really, really want to see where these teams go with this Blue Sky e-ticket, because the entire point of Blue Sky is sky's the limit.
Anything can happen.
Exactly.
Anything. Yeah. Honestly, if I were doing a Blue Sky project, my first incentive would be to be like, hey, let's do a Blue Sky project based on like Troll 2 or something like that. Just something ridiculous. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm incredibly optimistic about the future of the season.
Absolutely.
One thing Kristen Jonas says Morticia Adams worrying about crow's feet is wrong. Yeah, you're damn straight, Kristen Jonas.
They have the word crow in them.
Exactly. I just think, just in general, I mean, like, I don't know. Like, Grandma shows, the only scene that Granny has is just, like, giving Pugsley the curse thing, and then Pugsley is just, like, a jealous asshole the whole time. Wednesday is entirely out of character the whole time, even though it's for plot reasons.
Let's be honest. Pugsley being an asshole the whole time, that's not exactly out of character.
That's true. The only character that I do genuinely think didn't get assassinated, though, was Gomez.
Yeah.
All right, anyways. But I still genuinely like the animated movie more. Significantly better. Also, I just gotta ask, I'm sorry, I almost called you Monkey because I'm used to talking about theater shows with Monkey. I gotta ask you, everyone calls me Jones. You think Disney people would recognize the name Kristen Jonas? I don't recognize the name Kristen Jonas. I'm sorry.
Davy Jones?
I don't recognize the name. But Mickeyfan, I'm sorry, what was I saying?
You're used to talking about theater with Monkey.
Oh, yeah. So, I don't know. So, what do you think is like the worst Broadway adaptation you've ever seen?
Worst Broadway adaptation I've ever seen. Oh, that's tough. Hmm. Oh, I can't even remember what it's called, but like right after Hairspray came out and it was like huge, there was another show that came out that was similar to it.
Oh, God.
I can literally only remember the name of one song, but it was called Screw Loose. The song was called Screw Loose.
Oh, God. Mickeyfan, we need to get you and Monkey in the same room together and talk theater. That's all I have to say. Seriously, why has that not happened yet? I think you and Monkey will get along swimmingly. All right. Well, folks, I think that's about it. I was aiming for a half hour. We went on about 10 minutes over long, but that's okay. Mickeyfan, anything else we need to hype up about the upcoming project or anything like that? Of course, we've got the merch coming up. We've got a double nation, so work hard.
It was called Crybaby.
What now?
The musical was called Crybaby.
Oh, there we go.
It's just awful.
And the worst adaptation I've ever seen is The Addams Family, but keep in mind, I have not seen many adaptations. So anything we're missing, Mickeyfan? Anything we need to really hype up for the next round here?
Blue Sky means sky's the limit. So go as crazy as you want, because we're kind of going to be a bit more lenient on realism.
I mean, keep in mind with realism, it's like obviously you can't do like, okay, we're going to replace like Peter Pan's flight in Disneyland with like a huge e-ticket show building or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like
No,
Like,
keep it
use the space that you're working with wisely. You know, like, don't go like, okay, we're literally gonna have the ride vehicles fly. You know,
keep it
it's like, don't go
semi-realistic,
too over the top with it.
but keep it semi-realistic. But
Yeah.
seriously, sky's the limit. You can do almost anything.
And not to disguise my preferences really quick, but the team that's doing knots, you're speaking my language. That's all I'm gonna say. You're speaking my
I'm familiar
language.
with knots, so
Well, I am obviously very familiar with knots, so it's gonna be fun. You need to get your ass down to California to visit knots once all this Voldemort shit is over with.
that would require me to literally cross the country.
So what, dude? I've been to fucking Florida 3 times, motherfucker.
Fair enough.
Oh, I have to cross the country. Oh. It's only the first theme park ever. You know, you can cross the country for that, plus Disneyland. It's not like you don't have Disneyland 10 minutes away.
I would go back to Disneyland in a heartbeat. I love
That's
Disney
what I'm
World.
saying, dude.
I love Disney
do a
World.
double trip, do Disneyland for like 3 days, do Knott's for 1 day. That's all I'm saying. Come on.
I
do it.
love Disney World, but Disneyland just hits differently.
Yeah, it hits differently for sure. I agree. All right. So we've already gone a little long on this. Final thoughts?
Best project of the season.
Easily. Most competitive, it was easily the one that I enjoyed seeing the brainstorming develop the most. I think you guys all did a fantastic job. I literally think that every single one of the 13 people left in the cast is like great in their own way.
Yeah.
You know, Brer Oswald, you're great with art. You know, that guy from Florida, even though you've been on the chopping block a couple times, I feel like you've really come into your own.
Oh, yeah,
so
totally.
It's going to be brutal, man. It's going to be brutal to eliminate people.
I want to see that guy's ball keep rolling, and I want to see Brer Oswald's ball keep rolling. I want to see what more they do.
Mm-hmm. But again, it's going to be a double elimination, and that's not going to be the last elimination before the merge. So,
not to mention Monty Dysquith and Nigel Channing,
Goofy Yuck Yuck,
and Goofy Yuck Yuck. Like I want
so many good people in the cast. Dash Haber, Peregron.
And so many of them are newcomers.
Yeah. All right, guys, we really need to wrap this up, though. I promised Dragon that I'd go on for a half hour, and I've already gone on 12 minutes over. Okay. Thank you all for playing. This has been a great season. I love you all. I can't wait to see the result. Project 6 is due on Monday, right? Correct?
Next Sunday.
Sunday. Okay, this Sunday. So we'll do a podcast next Monday about it. Yes. Sounds good. Can't wait. All right, folks. Thanks so much for watching. You guys are all awesome. See you later. Have a good night.
Au revoir.